So the next speaker we have the pleasure of hearing from is Susan Baker. Susan is a passionate speaker and health advocate, inspiring others with her practical approach to nutrition. She delivers nutrition and wellness talks and programs to companies and community groups across the GTA and runs online nutrition groups and health programs, providing people with real-life nutrition solutions and strategies. Susan has taught at the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition as a senior instructor in biochemistry and science for 10 years. She does not look that. She is the mother of 2 children, ages 10 and 6, and has successfully applied her mission of nutrition and real life to her own family. Susan has been practicing and teaching holistic health and nutrition in the GTA for over 15 years. Please welcome Susan Baker.
Thank you. We have a, is this thing on?
Yeah.
Can you, yeah? Okay. I'll use this because I tend to walk around. I don't know that we can. We tried it. Just put it down. Yeah. Okay. Now, you never tell a speaker that you're on time or early, because then they just take up an extra 10 minutes. No, I'm going to be good. Yeah, so thank you for the introduction, and thanks for having me. I'm Susan, as she said, and I've been actually a nutritionist for almost 20 years, and it's so funny, I walked in this morning and I realized this is where I graduated. We had our graduation ceremony downstairs. And so, how do I know this place? Yeah, so that was actually 2002. Can I just see a show of hands who is here for the first time, like new to Juice Plus? So, okay, so a fair number of people, not too many. Okay. And show of hands, I'm assuming everybody in this room acknowledges in some way that fruits and vegetables are good for them. Yes? Okay, great. Everyone's hands should be up, okay? All right. Awesome. So I laughed the other day because Sean Nisbet is here. Sean and I actually became reps around the same time, which is 5 years ago. So I've been in Juice Plus for 5 years to the month, really. And a couple months ago, I found an old notebook of mine, which was my Juice Plus notebook from 5 years ago, which was pages and pages of questions for Nicole Scott, who brought us into the business. So I'm here to give you the shortened version of everything I've learned in 5 years about the products. We're going to talk a bit about nutrition, a bit about the Juice Plus products, and then I'll tell you a little bit about how I got into it. But the long and short of it is that it's fruits, vegetables, and berries in capsules. And really and truly, it's as simple as that. And I like to say that actually, for those of you who are representatives with a company, it's our job to keep it as simple as that, really, because to make it more complicated, it just, it's not necessary. So it's really about keeping it simple. I have a background in science, and that's sort of where my brain goes, so I will go through some of the research that is on the product as well for people who are built like me. And I have my watch, so I will be watching the clock here. Okay, let's see that this is good. Yes, all right, so let's talk a little bit about fruits and vegetables to start with. They are full of a few categories of nutrients. So we know fruits and vegetables have vitamins and minerals. Minerals like calcium, magnesium, iron. Fruits and vegetables are an amazing source of water as well, and fiber. So everybody knows this is one of the best sources of fiber. The plant kingdom is where we get fiber, and fruits and vegetables happen to be amazing for that. But there's a category of nutrients that is unique to fruits and vegetables, and which is also what makes Juice Plus really unique. And that's this category called phytochemicals, okay? Otherwise known as plant nutrients or plant chemicals. And phytochemicals are literally unique to the fruit and vegetable world, okay? And this is one of the things that really spoke to me when I looked at Juice Plus specifically, okay? And we'll get into that a little bit more. So chemicals or nutrients the phytochemicals are chemicals or nutrients made by the plant in order to deal with environmental stressors like insects, disease, and adverse weather. So the plants literally have to create these chemicals in order to survive, okay? And that's what gives us the actual nutrients. Plants that produce more of these phytochemicals are when they're allowed to grow in a more natural, organic environment. And that's really important, especially in this day and age, where the use of pesticides and herbicides is so widespread. Fruits and vegetables aren't given the chance to fight for themselves. And because of that, they're not as nutrient dense, and not in the way of vitamins. I'm talking in this category called phytonutrients. So when the broccoli is just kicking back in the field because it's covered in glyphosate pesticide, right? It doesn't have to grow, it doesn't have to build and create all this sulforaphane that we know actually fights cancer. So it becomes really important to look for fruits and vegetables that are grown in a natural way without the use of synthetic pest control, right? And that's one of the things that is also appealing about Juice Plus. We'll talk about that in a minute. And this is why there's a big push on organic, or at least knowing your farmers and knowing where your food comes from. So phytochemicals equals plant nutrition. You've seen this. Eat the colors of the rainbow, right? I love that image. It speaks to kids. It speaks to everybody of all ages. It's as simple as that, and I'll get into this. This is part of what's awesome about Juice Plus, because we could say to people, you need to eat 10 servings of vegetables a day. How many people are actually doing that? Right? Good. Wow. Tell me how you're doing it. That's amazing. And like if I tried really, really hard and didn't have my kids for the day, I probably could do it too, right? But the bottom line is, it's one thing if we do get a great number of fruits and vegetables in a day. You should feel so good if you get 5 to 10 even, right? But the reality is, in my household anyway, we're eating the same fruits and vegetables all the time, right? Because it's what we like. So we're not getting that rainbow variety. And what we're learning about health is that's the key to disease prevention, is in that rainbow. It's in the variety. And Jay Martin said it last night, I hope I can get this right. What did he say? A little of a lot is better than a lot of a little. And that's what Juice Plus gives you. It's not a ton in there, really, but it's a lot of a bunch of different things. There's a little of a lot of different things. Okay, and these are examples of the phytonutrients. So beta-carotene you've heard of, right? Present in the orange vegetables, so sweet potato, squash, carrots, known for immune support and cancer prevention. Okay, and this is being researched right now, right? I mean, there are labs all across the North America of scientists discovering these phytonutrients. There's a handful that we know, and there's tons more we don't know about. So these are the more common ones. Sulforaphane, I mentioned, in cruciferous vegetables, so cauliflower, kale, broccoli, bok choy, reduces cancer risk. One of the best categories for reducing cancer risk, actually, is this category. Inhibits bacterial growth and great for the liver, okay, so detoxing. Lycopene, present in a lot of the red fruits and vegetables, so your tomatoes, red bell peppers, and watermelon. Great for the heart, so you think the heart is red, and red vegetables. Battles prostate cancer as well. Resveratrol, really high in grapes and berries. Right now, you can go to the markets and they have those Concord grapes or whatever else, they have another name for them. That is one of the best sources of resveratrol, and it is an ingredient in your Juice Plus. You don't see Concord grapes in a lot of products, but it's in Juice Plus. It would be giving Juice Plus that concentration of resveratrol, which is great. Great for fighting cancer cells and viruses. And quercetin is another very known phytonutrient found in onions, leeks, citrus fruits, apples, cranberries. Fights cancer, heart disease, respiratory issues, and allergies as well. You notice that cancer comes up in almost every category here, right? And this is why the Canadian Cancer Society, even Diabetes or Heart and Stroke Foundation, any of these major conventional organizations are going to say fruits and vegetables are important, right? Eat your fruits and vegetables. Aim for 10 to 13 a day. This is why, right? It's not because of vitamin B1. It's not necessarily because of iron that's found in your broccoli. It's because of this class of nutrients, the phytonutrients that are found in fruits and vegetables that are known to fight disease, right? This is where health exists. Plants may look the same, but they now have far fewer minerals. This is a great image. So it's showing you might not be able to see it at the back, but in 1900, that was the mineral content of the soil. It's like an approximation, right? So that's the mineral content of the soil. Now, our soils are depleted. And that's not just like hippie nutritionists getting all, oh my God, our soil's depleted and we're just, it's not the same anymore. It's fully documented. Our soils are depleted of nutrients. There's some still in there. But when you walk around eating your 5 cups of broccoli a day as a source of calcium, that broccoli is only as high in calcium as the soil that it grows in. It doesn't invent calcium. It pulls it right up out of the soil. So again, it becomes really important to look at where does our food come from and how are the farmers treating the soil in order to replenish the soil with nutrients. And the healthier the soil, the healthier the plant. And the healthier the plant, the healthier the person. And the healthier the person, the healthier the family, the community, the society, and the world. And that's why we get fanatical about soil, okay? Because it has a direct/indirect impact on the health of the world. Next, you'll be hearing me talk about how to prevent wars, and it'll be in the soil. But this is a really important concept because this is why people get a product like Juice Plus, right? Because not only do they recognize that they just don't get enough fruits and vegetables in a day, 1, they don't get the variety that they need, 2, and 3, they recognize that they're living in a world these days that's different than 100 years ago, period, right? Nutrient loss in our soil. In 1953, there's 1 bowl of spinach full of nutrients. 50 years later, you'd have to eat 43 bowls of spinach in order to match that same amount of nutrition. This is the downer part, right? So we do the best we can, and that's where something like a product like Juice Plus is a solution for a lot of people, right? Because they're not going to stay at home. As Jay Martin said last night when he was trying to juice for the first time, he was like, I don't think I want healthy as bad as this, Like he just wasn't going to do the juicing thing. Here's how phytonutrients actually work, okay? So here's the apple. So I brought my apple today. And in an apple, we've got vitamin C, you've got probably some magnesium, some other minerals in there, fiber and water, those 4 categories of nutrients, but hundreds and thousands of phytonutrients, hundreds and thousands, okay? There they are, some of them are listed there. That's present in a whole food, be the same in a carrot, be the same in your Swiss chard. And they work together, they work synergistically. I don't know what they do, but they know what they're doing, right? They work together in the body. Compared to a multivitamin. So if you pick up a multivitamin mineral and you look at that label, you're getting a handful of specific, isolated nutrients. They don't know what they're doing, how to work together. They've been extracted from a source and put into a multivitamin mineral, okay? And likely in the body, they're not working as synergistically as if you ate that apple. All right. So what is Juice Plus? This is where we shift into understanding why this is such a good solution for us. And this is a bit more of the nitty-gritty. These are answers to all the questions that I had asked Nicole Scott 12 years ago or so. So Juice Plus, what is it? It's a whole food, fruit and vegetable concentrate. You could call it a plant powder in a capsule. Juice Plus is made from fruits and vegetables that are grown on mid-sized family farms, including Ontario and British Columbia, so some farms in Canada. They have relationships with the farmers. I always joke that I want to show up one day on a Juice Plus farm and see how things are going. They have strict standards. And most of the Juice Plus farmers are growing exclusively for Juice Plus, which is amazing because then we have more control and sense of understanding of how these fruits and vegetables are growing. Juice Plus is non-GMO, so that's huge these days, right? Because even in the field of organics, there is contamination. It's really hard to control the spread of pesticides. with Juice Plus, the farmers are not using chemicals, and the product itself is tested at the end to be free of any traces of pesticide residue, as well as, of course, they're non-GMO. The fruits and veggies are allowed to vine ripen, picked at the peak of their ripeness, which is the highest nutrient content available to the plant, right? Right at that peak of ripeness is when they are abundant with their nutrients. And we don't get that in Canada, right? You show up at to the grocery store in the middle of winter and your tomatoes are cardboard, along with the strawberries. The bananas are green, right? And most of the produce is coming from elsewhere and was picked way before ripeness. So we just don't get that optimal amount of nutrition. They're processed as close to the farm as possible through a cold process, which is great because it means it holds onto the enzymes, the live enzymes of the fruits and vegetables as well. They're quick frozen and crushed. That means the whole fruit and vegetable, the whole thing, the peel, the stem, the core, everything goes through this crusher, and then it ends up as a pulp. And the pulp is dehydrated, dried, and left into a powder form. The powder is put into capsules and chewables. It's tested to be free of any measurable amount of herbicides, pesticide, or other toxic chemical. It's vegan and gluten-free, and it has high quality control. So it's NSF certified and certified for sport. So you'll see this NSF mark there. You'll also see it on your electrical plugs. You'll see it, I don't know, I saw it on the other day, my faucet or something random, right? And so this NSF stamp is basically a certification that this product is legit, whether it's your electrical cord or your Juice Plus. It's that somebody tested, and what you said was on the label is in the product, and they test the product. What's in the product is on your label, okay? That's huge in the supplement industry because there's a lot of contamination, especially from international products. And so that's an important standard there. In fact, there's other supplement companies that I actually really love that don't have the NSF certification yet. So it's great to see Juice Plus has had that for a long time. Juice Plus is safe for children and pregnant or nursing mothers. And this is a really important point because a lot of times when a woman is pregnant, they can't take a lot of supplements in the health food store. There are contraindications. And so the fact that Juice Plus is as simple as it is for pregnant and nursing women means it's likely safe for everybody, right? Very few people have complications with this product. And I love this image because, again, that's all there is to it. Okay, this is really what Juice Plus is. It's a combination of fruits, vegetables, and berries. Okay, there's your Concord grape right in there. What we know is it's highly bioavailable, which means the body is actually able to absorb and use the nutrients, as opposed to taking a cheap supplement that then sits in your gut and you know, whatever. This we know actually works, and that's where the research comes in to show that it works as well. Proven to work on a cellular level, so that's a big deal. And there's that NSF certification. The other thing I love about this is that the fruits and vegetables themselves have been selected in part because they work well together. Dr. Du Bois explained that to me. So he said that the fruits, these fruits, these veggies, and these berries actually also work well together, and that's why they were selected for this formulation. Other thing I love is that what's in the capsule, so the powder that goes into the capsule is the same thing that goes into the chewables. They're not different, right? So that's not confusing for you as a rep. It's basically the exact same stuff that's either getting put into capsules or put into chewables, and yes, there are other ingredients in the chewables to make them, you know, chewables. But the powder itself, the nutrients in Juice Plus, are the same. Karen talked a little bit about some of the product updates, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I love that the name is changing. This makes it so much easier for everybody. So calling it the fruit blend, the vegetable blend, the berry blend. I have to look on that, I guess. Ingredient changes. This is relatively new as well. And I don't know, Karen, do you know when this is getting moved into the Canadian market, which is the changes of the ingredients? 2019, yeah, it usually takes about a year. So I love this. This was such a good sign to me of a proactive company. Mango is going to be put into the fruit blend instead of papaya. So mango's replacing papaya, and the reason they're doing that is because it's becoming harder and harder to find non-GMO sources of papaya. Papaya is known to be genetically modified. So the fact that Juice Plus is being proactive, I think, is amazing. Lemon peel is being added as well because it's a naturally high source of folate, which is going to replace folic acid in all the capsules, in all the products, which is great. Because folic acid is under controversy right now in people who have metabolic challenges, specifically in the area of methylation. And so a lot of customers will say, I can't take that because of the folic acid that's in it. And this is a great solution now. So that's going to happen in the next year. Oats are being removed from the veggie capsules and replaced with additional rice bran. So those are the only 2 grains that have ever been present in Juice Plus. And they're both gluten-free. The product is certified, it's gluten-free. But oats, depending on who's growing it and where it's growing and which part of the world, gets contaminated with gluten. And so Juice Plus, again, being proactive, is saying, let's just take that out of the equation altogether so that nobody has to have that as an objection. Love this quote. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. And this is one of the things that stands out about Juice Plus is the fact that it's been very well researched. So over 38 peer-reviewed and published studies, gold standard research, and more studies underway. In fact, this is a bit confusing, but at the conference in the spring, somebody alluded to this study they did, which they ended up finding something new they weren't expecting that happened in the body. So they know the nutrients in Juice Plus, but they found that there was an interaction of these nutrients in Juice Plus that created even more health benefits in the body that they hadn't expected. So they're now having to go back and actually sort of re-research that. So that's really interesting. What Juice Plus actually does, and this is a highlight really of the effects in the body. So Juice Plus is bioavailable. It contributes to cardiovascular wellness. It supports immune health. It helps protect the DNA and positively impacts gene expression. That is huge, right? People should be paying hundreds of dollars for that, right? As opposed to, oh, it's $100 for a month's supply. Like, God, that's worth like $1,000 a month, right? I mean, really. And this is one of the challenges with the natural health industry, to be honest, is it's really hard to sell prevention. It really is, right? You get the phone calls from people when they've been diagnosed with something. And again, it was Dr. Du Bois who says, you can't feel prevention. You can't feel prevention, but this is what's happening. That's what prevention looks like, right? That's what you're buying into. And why wait until the red flags go off, right? Right, okay. Reduces oxidative stress, also huge with preventing disease. That's what disease is, it's oxidative stress. Healthy skin and gums, healthy inflammatory response. So it is normal to have some inflammation in the body, but not to be totally inflamed. We want to balance that inflammation. JD has a beautiful story. If you haven't heard her story, you have to chat with her at some point today. It's an amazing story about the impact of fruits and veggies on inflammation in the body. Supports quality of life in cancer survivors and supports lung health in smokers. So that's sort of the best highlight of what's happening with Juice Plus in the body. Research is underway on the impact of Juice Plus on gut health. Again, that's amazing. So proactive a company to be getting on that trend. Gut health is super trendy right now, right? So let's see. I mean, there's really nothing particular in Juice Plus that you would think is going to have a massive impact on gut health. But they're saying, well, let's see. Let's research that and see what it may actually be doing. And, of course, the impact on disease prevention. Okay. Really quickly, the Juice Plus Complete, made of non-GMO ingredients, 13 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, which means it's glycemic balanced, okay, which is great. Gluten-free, vegan, no artificial flavors, colors, preservatives, and it's made of non-GMO water-washed soy, among other ingredients, including other proteins. But that's an important factor because soy is one of the most genetically modified foods. And it's really important to get it non-GMO and water-washed. most other proteins to be put into powders are chemically processed, and Juice Plus isn't. That's the whole summary of the different plants that are found in the capsules in the Complete, and I'm just showing you there that the papaya top right is being replaced with the mango, and the oats are being replaced with rice bran. Enter in the omegas, and this is really the Complete line now, right? And it was Ali Shepley, who's a rep in the States, who said it really perfectly. She said, why wouldn't you offer to somebody the best option that you know is going to give them the best result, right? As opposed to just, well, here's the 2 blend. No, here's the full spectrum of product that's going to give you the best result. The Juice Plus Omegas are really unique because they are completely plant-based. They're vegan, they cut out, they go right to the source. They're a combination of omega fats, so 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And all of those are great. They're derived from fruits, algae, and seed oils. They're cold processed, which is important, and it's done in a sustainable and environmentally friendly way. That's a really important point because the fish oil industry is really not sustainable. The Shred 10 program, how many people are shredding right now? Right? Okay. The bar was open last night and you're all like, water all around. But don't you feel good? Okay, so if you haven't done the Shred 10 program, you need to do it, especially if you are representing this product, right? Because you can't really sell what you haven't experienced yourself. And it's simple. Honestly, like I probably worked for months and years as a holistic nutritionist trying to put programs together for clients and like customizing it and blah, blah. This is really all there is to it. This is foundational. The elimination of top allergen foods, finish eating by a certain time at night so you can overnight detox, and then adding things to the body to really support the cells and support the detox and health process. So it's a fantastic program. You've got the guidebook there. If you haven't started your own group, chat with your leader, your upline, about how to get you going on that, because it's an amazing tool for your business, but also a great benefit to customers. And it's fun, and everybody really does benefit from it, especially in the longer term. I have had people do it for over a year now who are saying, now I get it. This is the benefit. It's in the longer term. Okay. Tower Garden, somebody will be talking about later on. The Children's Health Study, as Karen said, is changing to healthy starts for families, which is amazing. The benefits of that are excellent. And this is how I got started. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. This is what appealed to me, of course, the veggies, the berries, and the fruit. And that's me and the kids 5 years ago, actually. Almost to the month. So I've got 2 kids. Abby was 18 months here, and Andrew was 5 at the time. And this is where I decided to give Juice Plus a shot. So it's like a long story, but I'm going to give you the condensed version. I was wrecked in that photo, like exhausted, flat out, tired, with full-on kids. And I'd known about Juice Plus for at least 8 years, but had been not only not interested, but oppositional. Nicole Scott had told me about it 8 years prior to that, and I was like, no thank you, I'm not interested in buying anything from anybody if I can't get it at a health food store. I didn't understand the business model, right? There was a heavy stigma around it, especially as a teacher in the natural health industry, because I was told about things all the time. And I wasn't interested. But at that point, my Abby was 18 months old, and she liked broccoli and mangoes. And I'm like, you're the daughter of a nutritionist. This is not happening. You need to be eating more variety of fruits and veggies. And although Andrew was a good eater, he's a child on the autism spectrum. And so his world is full of sensory stress. And I knew that he would benefit from more. Both kids would benefit from more. And it wasn't from a multivitamin, right? I knew the power of fruits and veggies, and I wasn't getting it into those kids. So I went to the health food store, and I scoured the shelves with my notebook, and I was like, I don't like anything I see here. It's not enough veggies, there's not enough variety, it's got herbs in it, it's got superfoods like spirulina and algae. I don't want my kids detoxing. So like a dog with its tail between its legs, I called Nicole Scott, and I was like, I need to start on that Juice Plus stuff. She's so gracious, and she took me in, and we got started. Abby loved the chewables. Andrew didn't. It was a texture thing for him. And so I had to work really hard at that. I opened up the capsules, added it to juice with his probiotics, a few other things, shook it up, syringe, shot it into his mouth, hated it, supplement stuff everywhere. I'm crying, he's crying, but I persisted. You know, fierce moms will do that. And within 3 months, he was taking it. He wasn't running away. I got us started on the children's health program so that, you know, the kids could get it free. I got my husband and I on it. They're older now. Andrew's 10, Abby's 6. I need to update that photo. There's my husband in full-on spandex. So let me tell you, he's a passionate cyclist. That's his passion hobby. And you know, he's not into supplements. What's the deal with you men? Anyway, so his health is good, but he's not into supplements, but Juice Plus made sense to him, right? It's fruits and veggies. He doesn't get enough, so he took it. And he found that his cycling improved. His rest and recovery improved, especially for a stressed out dad. And when he gets sick, it's the first thing he goes to, right? And he won't say anything, but I'm going to double up on my Juice Plus is what he'll do. The kids, of course, have had great benefits. So the immune system, I would say, would be the thing we notice the most. So the kids are sick far less, absolutely. But I'm going to tell you this quick story. This picture here, the top right there, is of Andrew eating from a bag of carrots. And when we added Juice Plus, we also changed a few things in his diet to help with his gut health. And after about, I would say, the 3-month mark, I walked into the kitchen one day, and there he was with this bag of carrots on the island, fridge door wide open, eating from this bag of carrots. He'd never had carrots before, right? I'd never known he wanted a carrot because he's completely nonverbal. So he had no way of asking me. Even in his communication book, there's no picture for carrot, right? And whether it was time, whether it was the changes of diet, whether it was the addition of Juice Plus, his repertoire for fruits and vegetables expanded. So did Abby's, thank God. But I love that photo because sometimes that's what happens, is the body works itself into a place where it's actually wanting more of what you're giving it. Persistence is key. What I didn't know is that I needed this product. So after about 6 to 8 weeks of taking the capsules myself, I woke up one morning and I was like, wow, I don't feel stretched thin. I don't feel flat out. I don't feel knocked down by the stress in our life. When you have a child who has special needs, it's a really stressful experience, especially in the younger years. Things are much easier now. I felt more like myself. I didn't cry as much or all the time. I wasn't stressed out. I wasn't yelling. I was a nicer partner to my husband. You know, I just felt better, and I didn't know I needed it, and we haven't looked back. The business is like a whole other story, but I would say that has really come into our family's life in a beautiful way. That I have flexibility that I didn't before, and just in this last Christmas, I fully paid for Christmas, from the meal to the gifts to everything, and that felt really good to be able to contribute to the family while still being a parent and support for these children. And so I'm going to end with this, which is who benefits from Juice Plus? And you'll get this all the time as a rep. Well, so-and-so has diabetes, or so-and-so gets headaches, or whatever it is. And this was told to me by Chris Cohen, who's a chiropractic neurologist in the States. And he says, disease, I'm just going to read a couple things here. Disease is a lack of health. When health is restored, disease is resolved. Should the following people eat more fruits and vegetables? Diabetics, yes. Cancer patients, yes. Heart attack victims, yes. Neurological problems, MS, yes. Overweight, sluggish bowels, fast bowels, inflammation, muscle sprain, broken bone, headaches, hangnail on the toe, yes. Can anyone actually think of a person who should not eat more fruits, veggies, and berries? I can't either. So who can safely be on Juice Plus? Everyone. Isn't that great? That's the end. Thank you.